I listen to lots of hip-hop and watch MTV Cribs. Hey, MTV Cribs, just talked about that. I can't seem to focus on getting close to God. What's your advice? Stop watching MTV Cribs and don't listen to hip-hop. It's probably a good start. Okay, I don't have bias against any particular culture or genre of music, etc., etc. I have, strong objections to music per se, though there's some scholarly discussion about it, but I will show you what I'm convinced of. I think nowadays music is probably one of the easiest means to lose your moral sense. Music is audio pornography today. That's what it is. It's explicit, it's shameless, it's vulgar, it takes your sense of humanity away from you, it makes you look at women as objects, worse than animals. And these people are talking about women like they're talking about, an animal, really. It objectifies women, and especially I've noticed a lot of the brothers that I know of Muslim that are really into the hip-hop scene, and they're kind of doing the hifz of the song, right? They're memorizing the song, and they're really good at reciting it with perfect tajweed too, right? And so they do that, and it's just horrible language, horrible, horrific language. The only simple response I have to that, if you have any regard for the Book of Allah, that you really think it's from Allah, بِئْسَ الْإِسْمُ الْفُسُوقُ بَعْدَ الْإِيمَانِ. Even the name, the mention, the word for something bad is terrible once you have faith. Even the mention of something terrible is horrible for you, it's harmful for you after you have faith. You have to have a clean tongue. You have to say what you... قُلْ لِعِبَادِي يَقُولْ الَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. Tell my slaves to say that which is the best. Say what is the best. Say good things from your mouth. So this is the first thing. When you say horrible things, and you say things that are in direct contradiction to the moral gauge Allah gifted us with, then obviously you're deviating from your natural fitrah, your predisposition to turn to Allah. And when you constantly listen to garbage like that, then you get deviated. And you don't find pleasure except in disobedience to Allah, and that's a sign of a sick heart. So one has to distance themselves from this. This is the first step. And I'll tell you, this is my personal measure. This is not a fatwa. It's my personal analysis. You don't have to take it. But if a person finds listening to the Qur'an annoying, after they've been listening to hip-hop and this and that for a long time, and as soon as somebody puts the Qur'an on in the car, you know what to say? Oh man, turn that off, man. I don't want to, I just want to talk. And they immediately, they get a little annoyed when they hear the Qur'an. That actually means the shayateen have taken over. And they're constantly making waswas out of this person. Because what do the shayateen hate the most? Yes, they hate the Qur'an. They hate the word of Allah. They flee, it hurts them. So you know what they do? Because this person has let the shayateen, the devils, into his heart, they start pinching at his heart when he hears Qur'an, and he says, I don't want to hear this. Right? It's like surgery, it's like pulling a tooth for this person. This happens. When you try to give this person a reminder from Allah's word, they get annoyed by it, like agitated, like an allergic reaction. Why? Because they've let the shayateen in. To let them out, the first thing you got to do is stop supplying them with fuel. This is fuel. This useless wasting of time, this is fuel for shaitan. They love that you waste your time. They love it. Because the one asset, the one piece of wealth Allah gave every human being is time. And what is music and TV and YouTube and Facebook and MySpace and like Twitter and whatever else? If you're spending hours and hours and hours on this stuff, what is it except destroying your time? It's taking that one asset away from you. Shaitan would love nothing more. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you the strength to get away from these temptations. But my advice that I keep going over, I can't get enough of giving this advice, find better friends. Find company that is not into these things and try to spend more time with them, and inshallah you'll wean yourself off of these habits. Bi-idhnillah.
Have you ever had a song stuck in your head? A dumb song that perhaps you don't even like, stuck in your head all day, and you are conscious and awake and you can't get it out of your head. All day. This is while you're conscious and awake and you can't control it. So what about when you're in the stupors of death? Stupors meaning like a drunken state. If you're 100% awake and you can't control a song in your head, what makes you think you can control it when you're in the stupors of death? And a song that you love might come out. And so these songs, they roll off our tongues easily. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to give you some lyrics, alright? And if you can complete them, you can complete them out loud, or you can complete them internally, or whatever you like. We will not accuse you of knowing these songs. Because some of them I had to call friends and got these lyrics from. Some of them I heard from commercials, and even in the newscast I would hear them. So if I say, who let the, you know the end. And if I say, oops, don't worry, I love you, you love me, ain't no mountain, I believe I can, you say I'm a dreamer, but how about some difficult ones? Under my umbrella. I've never heard this, but they told me you would know it. Okay, now for the gangsters. Been spending most of their lives living in a... My brothers are like, oh. Okay, complete the verses. وَمَن يُشَاقِقِ الرَّسُولِ مِن بَعْدِ مَا تَبَيَّنَ لَهُ الْهُدَى وَيَتَّبِعْ غَيْرَ سَبِيلِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ نوله ما تولى. Excellent. ونصله جهنم وساءت مصيرا. طيب وقال الرسول يا رب إن قوم اتخذوا هذا القرآن مهجورا. Oh my Lord, the Prophet said, oh my Lord, truly my people have abandoned the Quran. وما من غائبة في السماء والأرض إلا في كتاب مبين. So what makes us think we will be able to say La ilaha illallah so easily? When music rolls off our tongue and lyrics rolls off our tongue so easily, and the Quran has to struggle to come out of our mouth. There's a doctor, and he is a righteous man, inshallah, we don't overpraise him. He said in his career in a Muslim land, 36 people died in front of him. 36 people, and he would tell them, say La ilaha illallah. And in his entire career, only one person was able to say La ilaha illallah. And he would say that now, I guarantee you can say it 1,000,000 times if you want to right now. And everyone thinks they will be able to say it. But out of 36, he only saw one person able to say La ilaha illallah. So test yourself. What rolls off of your tongue easily? When you have a close call or you drop something and it breaks, what is the first thing on your tongue? Do you say Bismillah, Subhanallah, La ilaha illallah, Astaghfirullah, or is it a bad word? Oh, sugar, or something else. Or do you start damning things because something happened or something broke? So if in this dunya, while you are 100% awake and conscious, the first thing that rolls out of your tongue is something bad or a bad word, what makes you think you can say La ilaha illallah and it will roll off your tongue easily? And the Prophet ﷺ said, Man kana akhiru kalamuhu fi dunya La ilaha illallah dakhala al-jannah. Whoever his last speech in this dunya is La ilaha illallah, he will enter into paradise.
حياتي وجنتي انت عيوني وبسمتي حبك شعاع